neither do I on our police situation yet. Nope. Planning and zoning, Bev.
Yeah, so the property at 346 Three Rivers, the Tish property, the first eviction hearing was scheduled December 30th. I wasn't able to attend that, but Mr. Mink, the tenant, told the magistrate that he wanted to fight the eviction and was gonna get an attorney, so they did a continuance until January 9th, which was last week, and, the Tish rep did not show up with a copy of the lease, so they did another continuance for tomorrow.
And I talked to, just briefly, and actually I put a call in again at the end of last week, because I think when I called Tish's counsel, I didn't realize that all of a sudden the magistrate was walking out. It must have been at that. Were you there, Mayor?
No, I didn't.
Nobody?
You were there last week.
I was there last week, and they were saying, well, where's the representative from Tish? We need a copy of the lease agreement. The attorney they retained, I guess they hired an attorney in Columbus, and this guy represents him in Cincinnati. So he was there, and it's like, hey, I don't have a copy of this lease. I'm glad you're here with all the other stuff, but until we have, and so we called Tish, who then put on, is it Lisa, the one that's selling those properties right there, whatever her name is?
Yeah, Lisa.
Called her and said, well, we've never had to show up. They just sent a maintenance guy down, whoever provided the eviction notice.
Yeah, and the maintenance guy, the attorney's name is Brian Lurk. I've dealt with him before.
Yeah.
And he seemed to think that, so typically, I guess, and this is going back a ways, but I think if you're going to evict somebody because they haven't paid, all you need is a 3-day notice of eviction. This apparently is not the case, because
Right, he's paid, yeah.
so in that
But he's
case,
not using it according to the lease.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in that case, so you need a 30-day notice, which I don't think they took the proper 30-day notice, which would maybe void the eviction. It might be flawed, is what I'm trying to say now.
We'll find out tomorrow.
So in that regard, I don't know, and I didn't know if they're going to have to, And then he said, hey, the maintenance guy told me everything's up there is fine. I said, no, that is not the case. That is not the case. And so he's being brought in and doesn't fully appreciate it. So I just haven't. I left him a voicemail in the last week and I haven't heard back from him. And so
Tish is aware. His people are aware that they need to have someone there with the lease agreement that shows they're in violation of the lease. That's why you're evicting them. And then I'm going to be there from the village perspective, showing that they're in violation of public health issuance that was done. They're also in violation of having trailers and building things without building permit. So we got a list. It's in my mind already.
Was there actually council representative from Mr. Mink?
No, he was there by himself. And then he kind of.
He must have made that up, because I don't think
Then he says, well, I think I've found another place to go anyway, so, and the guy's like, okay, you're not gonna fight it, so, but he said, I'm still gonna be here next week. I'm like, okay.
Okay, well, so maybe he'll show up, maybe he doesn't. And I guess we'll just kind of wait to see what happens tomorrow. And if I'm just letting you know, there's a chance that there's potentially the proper notice may not have been given.
So what you're saying is those 30 days would start over?
They would have to, yeah, they probably have to, and then refile the eviction.
Well, hopefully I'll convince the judge otherwise.
So, anyway,
Seemed like a
So
reasonable
tomorrow
person.
we'll find out.
Yep.
so you'll be there tomorrow.
Okay, so, the other item on here is 410 Three Rivers Parkway, which is that house next to the beer market, where they're building and redoing the house. So Tom Stahlhaber from, the Hamilton County Planning Department sent an email last Monday, a week ago, to Mr. Navarro, asking him, what happened to the permits and the plans that he was supposed to get, and he was referring to an email that Tom Stahlhaber had sent to Mr. Navarro last June, mid-June last year, saying, here's what you need to do if you want to, redo the house and et cetera. And so he had requested a response on this email from last Monday within 48 hours. And Marilyn was copied and I was copied. I never saw a response, so I sent an email early today to Tom and said, did you hear anything back from Mr. Navarro? But he hasn't
Well, they were
responded.
there working over the weekend.
Well, they're working a lot, I mean, they've done a lot, but did you get copied on any response from Mr. Navarro?
I haven't
Okay.
seen it.
Yeah, the whole house is gutted down to the studs, because when they had the door out, you could see right through.
Well, what's probably gonna need to happen is if you didn't get it, they need to shut off the work and
Yeah,
go
I
get the
mean-
permits.
Yeah,
And we should demand it if he's not going through the proper channels. You know, he's not, can't just go do whatever you wanna do, especially when you're building a house that people are gonna live in. And if
Yeah.
you don't have the proper checks where they come in and check, make sure you've got the electric in right, plumbing in right, your foundation, and all the other various things that they inspect before they'll give you,
yeah, and
you can now
then
take occupancy.
they had originally had plans that, Marilyn, remember, they submitted, there was an architect and everything, and they were gonna need a variance because of the proximity of where they're building to the driveway of the beer market. So, in addition to plans.
And he owns the beer market.
I know that, but.
But I'm saying, he owns the beer market.
Yes, and, so I think what happened is, they just realized this was gonna be more involved than they thought, and then we never heard from them, and then all of a sudden they started just doing the work, so. So,
Maybe we'll
Tom-
have the building department, why don't you call them and say, what are the next steps, now that they haven't done what they're
Well,
supposed to do?
and that was the email I sent earlier today, I copied you, Marilyn, on just saying, have you heard back, because I thought maybe he had and we hadn't been copied, right? And if not, what are the next steps, so,
Yeah.
anyway, I'll stay on
Yeah.
top of it.
All right,